Those who live in the Western world often feel as though their civilization is, and always was, the most technologically advanced in the world. However, that is not necessarily true. Many important inventions that we once used, or even still use today, saw their advent in the mysterious Eastern Orient, as the Europeans once called it. So, here we will look through 10 important things that the Chinese invented first. And of course, it was first invented in China. In the late 1990s, archaeologists uncovered shards of broken pottery in northern China which had on them a strange residue. Upon further examination, the residue was determined to be leftover fermented juices from rice, honey, and fruit, essentially giving us history's first mead. The man behind this name is one of the most important figures in the development of modern European culture. Johannes Gutenberg's printing press helped shape modern Europe, and by extension, a great deal of the world. But guess what? The Chinese did it first, and they did it way earlier. Not long after coming up with an efficient printing press, the Chinese invented banknotes. Now, one might ask, why are banknotes interesting? They're just lame pieces of paper. Well, they are important because we still use them today. The Han Dynasty figured out how to make material on which they could write by using old rags, bamboo, hemp, and other fibrous plants and materials to make pulp. This pulp would then be filtered through a screen and allowed to dry, creating paper. The rudder. The ancient Chinese were one step ahead, inventing the stern-mounted rudder. This useful implement allowed for careful and precise turning, something that the steering oar was not quite as capable of, considering the oar had to rely on one strong man not getting too tired to steer the boat. The first bristle toothbrush was invented by the Chinese. These useful tools first appeared in the 1400s in China, made from bristles from the back of pigs' necks and attached to bamboo, or ivory if you were fancy, sticks. The first magnetic compasses were invented in China during the Han Dynasty. They used magnetite ore to create a sort of spiked bowl-looking thing that always pointed north. While initially, they used this invention to divine proper times for burials and other rituals. Crossbows were valued thanks to their ease of use and the fact that one did not have to rely on having a strong archer to use the weapon properly. The Chinese even took it a step further around AD 200, when a military strategist called Zhuge created a repeating crossbow. Chinese scientists were putting down on paper that certain ingredients, including sulfur, charcoal, and saltpeter, when mixed together and ignited, would produce sparks and even explosions. This would rapidly develop into a tool both for ceremony and for war. While Italians have long claimed that they were the ones who invented the noodle, evidence that archaeologists have found in China suggests otherwise. In 2005, a sealed, preserved bowl of yellow noodles was found in Lejia, in northwestern China, underneath 10 feet, 3 m, of dirt. While the Italians may have come up with this type of food on their own, it seems like the Chinese are winning the argument about who it was that made the first steamy, delicious bowl of noodles.